Game, EnVy versus FNRGFE, Goldenboy alongside my colleague here, Mr. X. And I think this is going to be an interesting game for many reasons. One, because FNRGFE are a team sitting in the bubble right now, and an upset victory here could really disrupt the standings for Contenders. On the other side, EnVy wins this, and they're good.
Yeah, EnVy wins this. They're in. I actually was surprised that they weren't in already, but speaking to Gill, there are some scenarios, like crazy scenarios, where they couldn't make it, like if they were to lose out, which probably won't happen. As I know, I think EnVy definitely the heavy favorites in this matchup. I'm excited to see, all the new heroes. I know that got adjusted in the patch, right? See Widowmaker a little bit. I know a little bit of adjustments to her kit. You see Junkrat as well, obviously, with the double mine. So it's good to see that stuff come into action. We'll see if it has any effect.
Yeah, and you guys saw right there as well, Lijiang Tower will be our first map. The Dessa talked about it beforehand as well. Couple things of note here, I guess, is that when you think about this EnVyUs roster and the variety that they have out of their DPS side, FNRGFE have probably some of the better tanks, I feel. Like, some of the best tanks playing right now. I wonder how that's going to play into this here, because it's not like it's DPS heavy on FNRGFE. They kind of just all take the load of the weight, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen fantastic tank play from FNRGFE, like you've been saying. I think coolmat, one of the better divas that we have in North America, but I think this patch will be very interesting, as you see EnVy here at the start at least.
Let's go.
You see Taimu on the Junkrat effect on the McCree. Now it'll be Mickey running Zarya and Kokobi on Ryan. On the other side of things, okay, so you're going to see Junkrat and McCree in terms of DPS on both sides.
I'm pumped. Let's go. New update. New opportunities. And Buds, he's already going to open it up with a kill there onto Effect, so he's going to get that early pick, which is going to give FNRGFE the advantage there. And EnVyUs are going to be in dire straits at this point, having to back away here. So good start for FNRGFE, X.
Yeah, I mean, Buds grabs 3 on Junkrat at the beginning of the game, so you already see Junkrat making an impact, just throwing those mines into the mix and really causing a lot of damage, as you do see FNRGFE on the point. It's going to be taken in favor of them, as now it's going to force EnVyUs. Well, they're going to have to back up here, as they're going to lose Harry Hook.
Yeah, they had to be very careful. They're losing out on the support early on, and Harry Hook certainly is going to hurt that push. Mickey also, too, is very weak going into that one as well.
And what's interesting is the comp that you're seeing both of these teams run is something you usually see with Doomfist, right? And Doomfist, his hitboxes get a little bit smaller. Junkrat gets better. They kind of work in the same comp, except they have Junkrat now in for the Doomfist.
What will be fun to see is how these Junkrats use their rip tires when they come online. Deadeye for Effect. Does he find anything with it? No. Meanwhile, though, you are going to lose out on Clockwork here. FNRGFE still holding on to this one, though. Graviton Surge dropped there for coolmat as well. They clear through all the action. Needless to say, though, they have more bodies on the point. FNRGFE are actually looking really good here against EnVyUs.
Yeah, they looked really strong here at the beginning, but now in this next fight for EnVy, they're going to have that Rip Tire. In the last fight, they used a Nano Boost, and they used a Deadeye to try and open things up with. That was negated really by coolmat dropping down a great grab, connecting with 3 players inside of it. But with 60% to FNRGFE, Harry Hook, he does not have a sound barrier right now. Luma asleep, trying to keep him alive. They're actually going to barrier him. Oh, nice flashbang there from Effect. They're going to be able to take him out, but Harry Hook does fall. So you see FNRGFE, they do have a sound barrier here, but actually it's going to be Boink taken out there by Taimu. So big kill. It's going to be Clockwork on the point for FNRGFE.
Yeah, and that kill there onto Boink was most definitely the chance that they were looking to go ahead and charge into this one here, because you lost out on the sound barrier. But now for EnVy, they just need to be able to get the kills. You have Muma on the point trying to contest. Players are starting to come back. Deadeye will be there for Clockwork as well. He's going to take out Mickey in turn. Be on the lookout as well for coolmat, who's about to get another Graviton Surge online. And I think FNRGFE, they have a slight upper hand going into this fight thus far, even though EnVyUs, they are doing a good job patrolling around.
Well, now FNRGFE, they still have control of the point at 99%. They have a grab, and they just use their sound barrier. They're going to connect with 2 players inside the Graviton Surge. Deal with them pretty quickly, as this one looking very good for FNRGFE.
And that will do it. I mean, overtime ticks down, and FNRGFE will get the first point on Control Center. And all right, baby, I'm pumped. We got a game over here. This is what I wanted to see out of this squad.
Yeah, you know, the Doomfist was so popular in this comp because he could really be like a disruptor and get those one-hit kills, you know, with the rocket punch. I don't want to say Junkrat kind of like plays the same exact way, but I mean, he has such a high damage output that you're able to get, you know, players extremely weak on
and
the
you don't
start.
have to expose yourself.
Any more damage goes down, and you're able to just take those players out. So now we see both teams swap out the Junkrats. EnVy, they'll have effect go on a Tracer. Taimu now going to go on McCree. And now you'll see the Zenyatta's come out from both Chips and Bonnie. He's going to have more of a dive comp here from both of these teams, as you'll see the Diva and Winston combinations.
All right, doors are going to be open. Let's see if FNRGFE can do it again. Can they get this first win? Remember, guys, it's going to be a best of 3 here, as it has been all season long. They just got to look for that early pick early on for FNRGFE.
And I mean, FNRGFE is still in the playoff hunt. You know, if they end up in a tie with some of these other teams, you know, any map wins here against EnVy would be huge. It's going to be Chipso taking out Boink before they can get anything started. So at least here at the beginning, you know, EnVy pushing FNRGFE, you know, back towards their spawn. They're going to lose Coolmat out of his mech as well. I know it's going to force FNRGFE to wait a little bit. It should be EnVy getting control of the point first.
Yeah, that early pick certainly hurt FNRGFE, right? You wanted the ability to engage with Boink on the you know, on the speed boost, or even, you know, using his healing boost as well, right? You know, that AoE healing. But in any case, though, they're going to get him back into the action and look to charge on the right side here. Let's see if they can get an early pick, which can open things up nicely. I believe we got already a first pick there onto Taimu. So already you're going to take out one of those DPS players. Now it's all about the follow-up. Let's see how they're going to support one another going into this one.
So you do see they're trying to work around this right-hand side, you know, then make their way back towards the point. So you got rid of Taimu, but they're now things they got to get back towards this point, Alex. You know, they got to get on the offensive, and it's going to be the attack visor here coming out from Buds. You know, not really going to find anything with it. You got to wonder, you know, what the call was there, you know, to use that attack visor. Really, everybody from EnVy kind of been hiding or coming out of their spawn.
Yeah, interesting play there. You're going to have the Transcendence come out on both sides, as a matter of fact, now. Again, it's going to be about the first pick, as both teams kind of recollected themselves. Sound Barrier is going to drop as well for Boink, as well as for Harry Hook. They're just trying to keep themselves going in this fight. FNRGFE are going to be able to get 2 kills at the start. Still, though, they don't have the presence on the point quite yet. Clockwork, can he make a big play? He's going to drop the bomb and take out 2 there. Harry Hook and Coco having to take a seat. FNRGFE looking to make this flip happen, but EnVy, they've gotten so much percentage gain, and a ridiculous spin for Mickey, but that is going to be a flip. 73% gain for EnVy.
Yeah, still, that's a ton of time on the point there for EnVyUs. As you know, now they pretty much need, what, 1 break, and then I know 1 or 2 holds. No, if 2. So you're going to see Coolmat. He's going to get demeched again. Now the push will start to commence from EnVyUs, but you're going to lose Chips, who's the closest towards that Transcendence. As see Mickey getting in front of effect here, just giving him some opportunity to get some more damage now.
Chips coming back into the fight. I know that FNRGFE just want to clear it out as quickly as they could, but Mickey with a kill there onto Coolmat. I think Clockwork realized he was basically between a rock and a hard place. Really couldn't get much movement out of that one, and now they're going to lose players left, right, and center, and probably have to disengage here, wait for everyone to come back. EnVy will make that flip happen next.
Yeah, it's just a calculated push from EnVy. They get Coolmat out of the mech, and they start to move on through, and they're able to take the point back in their favor. You see effect how good he's been on Tracer throughout this tournament.
Oh, lights out, man.
One of, if not, I think you can say the best in North America. Is now EnVy. No, you hear the attack visor come down. It's going to be a nice pulse bomb from effect on Namuma. You get the Winston out of the equation. You see Buzz on his first-person POV. He's not able to get anything with the attack visor. They're going to use the sound barrier as well, as EnVy's already up to 99%.
99%. They need to get bodies onto the point, and they're able to get a couple kills here. Harry Hook, does he opt to drop the beat? I mean, I don't think that would be a wise thing to do there, given that they have lost so much presence, and they can give it up because of the percentage.
Well, you lose some players at the beginning. You already have 99%. No reason to use the sound barrier there towards the end. Now, in this next fight, you'll have sound barrier and you'll have Transcendence. I know on the other side for FNRGFE, you use your sound barrier in that fight. All you're going to have is the Transcendence. So 2 support ults on the board for EnVy here. See how they combo them to take back the point.
And you really just, if you're EnVy, you're waiting for Bonnie to use that Transcendence, or you're waiting for FNRGFE to use any of the support ults that they have, and then just go ahead and layer that on top of it and add insult to injury. get a point on the board. You're at 99%. Losing out early on Bonnie, so you're not going to get that Transcendence, and now that's going to open things up wonderfully for EnVy to be able to get full control. The beat has been dropped, and EnVy's looking to shut this one down right here, right now, and it's looking to be the case. Muma, he goes primal, tries to see if he can make anything happen. The flip comes through, but he's going to be the last man standing on the point, and as it ticks down, it seems as if this will be going to the boys in blue. They will knot it up 1-1.
Yeah, and Coolmat uses the self-destruct. He gets so low on his mech, and what that does is it buys enough time for Effect to get in there and take out Bonnie, because there's no help with that defense matrix from D.Va there. Effect takes him out before he can even pop that Transcendence, and then EnVy able to just steamroll onto the point with both of their support ults.
Yeah, they had a chance with Bonnie at the Transcendence. They had the chance, but it all went crumbling down in front of them here. Anyway, I'll go ahead and set our sights onto Garden X. And what are you hoping to see here from both of these two teams? Maybe a little bit of a Pharah play from Buds?
I mean, possibly. We've seen Buds, run the Pharah on this point to, great success. But at least to the start, it looks like they're going to go Genji Tracer. And Taimu will pull out the Widowmaker here. So
I think he's anticipating the Pharah, potentially.
Well, it's funny. It's like all the heroes that he's played over the last few weeks are ones that are now getting the buffs in this
is the Taimu patch.
So we'll see if he can pick up anything with Widow.
It's the Taimu patch. Oh, there you go already. Taimu, let's calm it down there for a moment. We just started. Let's get settled and into this. But he's just going to have free reign in the back. No one's really challenging here at this point. Mickey is able to demech Coolmat as well as remove. Ay, Dios mío! What a shot there. He challenged him and just backed away. Good luck. Try again. My man, Boink. I mean, feel the music back in your spawn.
Boink was like, don't worry, guys, I got this. Came flying around the corner and got his head blown off in outer space.
Yo, fam, hold my drink.
Fantastic shot there from Taimu, as I know he takes out both supports at the initial start of the game. We'll have the point going in favor of EnVyUs, and just look at how far away he is, right? Where, FNRGFE would have to literally run past everybody on EnVy, turn their backs to even challenge him at this point. And you see the effects of the mine. He can actually see people through walls.
And also, this is the thing about EnVy. One player can go off in Taimu, but then you have your tanks holding the weight as well. Although they did lose out on Coco here, I just can't see EnVy struggling in this particular situation, because look at that, they're still managing to pick up kills. Taimu's got to get out of dodge here as pressure's starting to come in, and there you go. Buds picks up the kill there on Taimu, and they lose out on Chips. But Effect, he's going to even the odds against Coco. Or excuse me, against Muma. Coco falls against Clockwork in turn. There goes the Dragon Blade's going to be out there for Buds, as Effect challenges Zenyatta, pushing him back and not allowing them to get any kind of presence onto the point.
Well, I mean, they're so worried, FNRGFE, about taking out Taimu that Effect and everybody else on EnVy just kind of runs right around through them. As it's going to be FNRGFE using a sound barrier here towards the end of this fight, as EnVy is still able to contest. It's going to be EnVy using a Transcendence, just trying to stay on this point, trying to build up more percentage.
So close to being able to make the cap happen. Harry Hook will fall. You don't have any support ults for EnVy. FNRGFE, on the other hand, will have the Transcendence if they opt to use it. In effect, is he going for some last-minute stall, perhaps? His teammates are going to be right behind him now. Question is, what is he doing? It seems as if Effect, he's just having his way. They can't stop him here, X.
No, they cannot take him out. Now, finally he will fall, but you get the demech on a Coolmat, so now you think, EnVy, they may, reset up here. Coolmat just trying to land some shots down on D.Va, build closer and closer back towards that mech for this next fight. FNRGFE, they will have Transcendence, they'll have the Dragon Blade as well. EnVy, no support ults here. If you're EnVy, best case, right, you force out the Dragon Blade, force out that Transcendence, which they do right away.
If Taimu can get a kill onto one of the supports and really, ruin their time here. Boink, though, with the boop off to Chips. Goodbye, my friend. Go swimming with the fishes now. And they're just going to hold him off here at the bridge, and so far so good for FNRGFE. They, this is kind of the successful push you expect them to have, given the advantage that they had going into the fight.
Well, I mean, if you're EnVy, right, you've got them to invest both of those ultimates in, right? You got the Dragon Blade out, you got the Transcendence out from the side of FNRGFE. Now all you're really worried about is Boink with that sound barrier. Taimu will switch off the Widowmaker now. Put that hero away, he'll go over to McCree. And now for EnVy, you come into this fight, you should get the Transcendence. You will probably most likely end up getting a sound barrier as well, so you have both support ults, as this should be a good fight for EnVyUs.
Yeah, so far so good. Goodbye Clockwork. Back to the spawn room you go. Pulse Bomb dropped onto Coolmat. So you're going to demech the diva out of that one. Transcendence for Chips onto the point as well. And look at that just effect, man. He gets right onto Bonnie's face. And Bonnie was getting dangerously close to that Transcendence in turn. But now it will be EnVy. They had that slight advantage going into the fight, as you had mentioned before. They didn't have the ults up quite yet, but they were able to slug it out, make this one happen, and they're getting the kills. The question is, can they just shut them down before they get to 95%? Yes, they do. Now it's going to come down to a, one big skirmish here.
Yeah, EnVy does get the point back for FNRGFE, though. I mean, you're going to get a Transcendence for this next fight, plus you're going to have your Dragon Blade. The issue is you're probably only going to have one chance at it. Larsson with effect has the Pulse Bomb. We'll see if he can land one of these on either Coolmat or one of the supports.
You make it happen now, or you lose the game. It's tied 1-1, so best of 3. Transcendence comes in. Bonnie looking to protect, but already you lose out on the DPS, so you get nothing out of that one. Can the tanks go clutch? But I think Taimu on that McCree has other plans here. Goodbye, Coolmat. And Boink, you can try and survive and live as much as you possibly can, but overtime will be in effect here. Shut them down. And basically, X, this has just been all EnVy here. They've had full control in this fight. They switch up to some more nimble heroes to try and see if they can get to the point as quickly as they possibly can, such as Sombra, but it won't matter. EnVy will take it and go up in this series 1-1.
Yeah, EnVy played that great on the last point. The Widow was very effective at the beginning of the game. And then once the Widow didn't work, they were not really going to retake with the Widowmaker, so they switched Taimu off of Widow. They went over to the McCree, as we can see the play of the game here. It'll be Coolmat. Nano boosted up.
Such a strong start. Such a strong start.
Very good start for FNRGFE. I think it was because he saw Buds at the beginning of that first point with Junkrat, take the replayers out right away. So right after that, I mean, they were able to hold that first point, but EnVy dominated the next two.
Yeah, I mean, EnVy, they go up 1-0, by the way. And yeah, because I was just like, well, did I just say that? Anyway, moving forward with our lives here, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to have game number 2. Time to see where FNRGFE decide to take us. You're not going to want to miss it. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, as we get ready for game number 2 here between FNRGFE and EnVyUs. And we are going to be going to Kings Row for game number 2.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see if on the side of EnVyUs, you're really looking at Taimu. If he's going to bring out the Widowmaker again, it was effective on Lijiang Tower on the last point. Obviously, we see Widowmaker quite frequently on Kings Row, even before the update. So I'm interested to see if they kind of really commit to that hero, or we see something like the Junkrat come out. We saw Flower. We saw Flower. This is Overwatch World Cup, but in Poland, he played a lot of.
Remembers that.
Played a lot of Junkrat on Kings Row, but that's what I'm interested to see. Obviously, with the new patch coming into play here for Contenders in Week 5, interested to see. If these teams over the last few weeks have, been practicing some different comps with the new heroes.
Very true. I'm sad not to see Doomfist being played. Hopefully we get a little bit of that. Well, but I understand the update, and I know why. The pros, a lot of players online, especially I think Leaf was like one of the more vocal ones about it on the European side, felt like the update would really impact Doomfist's performance.
I think you'll still see play Doomfist. I just don't think he'll be as frequent and as prevalent as it was.
Breaks my heart.
So I think that is something that as time goes on, you'll see, it's kind of like, I don't want to really say it's like a Genji, right? Because Genji's obviously so prevalent, but some teams can run it and some teams can. I think that's what you'll see with Doomfist. It's like some teams can kind of play around it and make it work. Some teams just don't have it in their arsenal as a team. So FNRGFE, they'll be on offense first. As it looks like they're going to be running the Junkrat. Obviously, still some time to make changes. EnVy on defense. Okay, so you wanted to see it. Effect will be running.
It makes
Doomfist,
sense, though. It makes sense because of the tight corridors. I mean, you look at Hotel, or you look at the high ground, right? If you try and challenge that, Doomfist can punish really well.
I think it's just going to be on certain maps, right? He still has the one-shot kill potential. It's not like that's away. It's just a little bit harder.
It's just the hitbox is smaller now.
Yeah, and I think with somebody who has been as good as Effect on the hero, I think you don't take that away. I think you let him.
And his accuracy is ridiculous as well, So I think it's going to be fun to see how he plays this one. Now, FNRGFE running with the Junkrat as well, X.
Yeah, I think that'll be the thing with the Doomfist, right? When you see Junkrat and he can put down so much damage, I think it's going to be a little bit harder to dive and get really aggressive because the double mines can come into play, and then he just kind of connects with one grenade, and you're not in a good way.
Well, look at this here. They're playing around the statue, and just trying their best to get that first pickup. Pullmat has to be careful. He's going to be dangerously low, as well as Muma. They do lose out on Coco on the side of EnVy, but there goes the Doomfist right at the doorway, right? So you just punch him square in the jaw. You shut that one down. Even though they lost the tank there, you still see the impact of Doomfist and that one-shot hit potential.
And it's actually crazy to see Effect still alive, because when he comes through the Hotel, he actually gets caught inside of Buzz's Junkrat trap, able to stay alive, still take out Clockwork. Taimu using a Deadeye here, not able to find anything with it. Chips with that nano boost. Look to see maybe they give it to Coco, push him in deep.
Smart from here as well from EnVy to just kind of back away. There goes the Earth Shatter for FNRGFE. Nano Boost comes out as well. Muma goes in deep and forces everyone back. Clockwork with the Deadeye as well. And what a shot there from Taimu. So that Junkrat tire is not going to be able to do anything. Gets stopped right in its tracks there. You can even see it there pop up onto the kill feed. Effect, he went up for the Meteor Strike and ended up dying on that one. And the Graviton inside of the Hotel. Mickey's going to be left alone here on the defense. They got to shut this one down quickly so that they can start gaining that progress there on the bar for point A. And it seems like that's going to be the case. FNRGFE are able to overcome.
Yeah, it doesn't look like EnVy will contest here on point A. It'll give it up to FNRGFE, but FNRGFE needed to use a ton of ults there to be able to take it. It's just going to be Muma with this Earth Shatter here. The side of EnVyUs, you see some changes coming in. It'll be Effect. He'll go over to Genji. Coco, he has his Earth Shatter as well. We'll see how EnVy decides to play around this. Maybe you get aggressive here at the choke.
I like what EnVy's doing. They're just forcing him back over here. Now it's going to be a question of how impactful can this Junkrat be, right? Because the Reinhardt's going to have to be cautious about those shots coming from up high. And you also have a fully charged Cool Mat here as well that's going to shred through the shields and also just shred through the Diva. Nano Boost comes through for Coco, but he is going to get debuffed courtesy of the Ana. Earth Shatter as well, but they're getting the kills. And FNRGFE are going to be in a world of hurt here.
And you see, Muma, he did use that Earth Shatter there, so now all you're going to have is your Riptire. You're going to get close here towards the Nano Boost, as now Mickey, he'll have a self-destruct. Coco still has this Earth Shatter. You did use the Nano Boost there for EnVyUs, so we'll see Coco can land one of these big Earth Shatters as he's really low. They're forcing Envy all the way back.
Well, you also see those nades, you know, the grenades flying over that Buds is putting down, right? Like, that's just a lot of attention that Mickey has to focus on. There goes the Graviton Surge. Oh my goodness gracious. So is it going to happen? Goes right through. He doesn't get a bunch of kills. He does get one, though, onto Mickey. So the Riptire does its job, and they kill the tanks. And now it's all about payload progression here as FNRGFE continue to march on through the streets phase to point B.
Yeah, and Chips actually used his nano boost there onto Effect, you know, getting very close to that Dragon Blade, which is not able to put down enough damage in time to use the Dragon Blade with that nano boost. So you don't really get anything out of the nano boost. Here's going to be Clockwork. He's actually going forward with the Deadeye, and he had the effects of the nano boost. Gets put to sleep here as Envy trying to contest before FNRGFE can take point B.
Well, they're close again, Muma, and they're able to do it. They kill Muma in that. But look at Clockwork. I mean, his shots on that McCree just so good. Able to just shut down to Mickey there, and now all the members of Envy start to fall as Clockwork and crew get aggressive, and they get point B, 2 points on the board, and they're making some great time here, X.
Yeah, I mean, Envy, this has not really worked for them in terms of comp-wise, and I think it's something we've you know, seen and talked a little bit about it when we've seen Junkrat in play, is the other team running something like Azaria, right? Because you can get so charged up off of the Junkrat and really make the other team, you know, penalized for it. Now, you know, right now, for the side of Envy, you have Mickey running the Diva, Coco on the Rhine, so you need to invest the shield up, Reinhardt, and you need to invest the defense matrix to eat up so much of the damage that this Junkrat's putting down.
This Junkrat is just shredding right through them, and also be wary too, because Coolmat's about to have that Graviton Surge. Envy, they give everything that they have here because they need to just force them back. Really, FNRGFE, they have had free reign to do whatever the heck they wanted to do, but now you go into this next fight, I'm interested to see how the combinations play out.
And you see Effect make the change, so now he goes over to Zarya, so now you're going to run this triple tank comp against FNRGFE, and you're really trying to use this around the Junkrat, right? Because now Buds is putting down so much damage onto these large HP targets, and also charging up Effect, where he's going to be, you know, 70-80% charged, as that Zarya putting down a ton of damage as well. Bitaimu using that Deadeye, as now Bud's going to come in here with the Riptire, trying to make it connect. Bitaimu taking it out.
Yeah, I saw what they were going with it, right? They threw the Riptire down first, and then the Graviton Surge, so that this way they were able to get the combination. I know that Coolmat was being very cautious as well of Mickey just eating that Graviton with the defense matrix. But now, once again, they have Envy on the back foot here, X, and overall, you could just see what Junkrat does. He just creates so much disruption, so much chaos. It's hard for Envy to deal with this one here.
Yeah, I mean, FNRGFE does win that fight, but I know Envy is coming into the next one. They'll have their sound barrier, they'll have their nano boost. Some tools to work with here for Envy as Taimu now switches off of McCree. He'll go over to the Widowmaker as there'll be Clockwork leading the way here with the Deadeye. Put some damage down into Mickey, and it'll be a sound barrier coming out for Envy, but Mickey not able to sustain through that. He's going to get demeched. The tire coming in. That'll connect with 2 as FNRGFE trying to complete the map.
That had to hurt there, man. You know, you think you're safe, but then that Riptire flies on through, and they're going to be able to get 3 points with 1 minute and 51 seconds. FNRGFE, a very impressive run that they had on their first attack here in Kings Row.
Yeah, just able to put down so much damage with that Junkrat. And it's hard.
It was like insane.
You want to keep the Rhine shield up, but then you're also trying to use the defense matrix to supplement some of that damage. And I mean, Junkrat can just throw down, you know, so much
and
so
then,
fast.
Let's not forget that Coolmat, he had full charge a lot as Zarya. And for a Diva player, if Coolmat just gets right in front of you, you have to do something about it. Either you fly away, or you know, just take it, right? Like there's not many options that you have. They just did a good job of honestly exploiting the defense of Envy.
And I did like what Envy did towards the end there is they went to the triple tank comp where they had, I know, the Diva, the Rhine, and the Zarya. I just don't think, I know, they had enough time to really make a strong defensive stand as FNRGFE complete the map with 1 minute and 51 in their time bank. So it'll be Envy's turn to attack here. At least on the initial look on the defense, it looks like you will still continue with that Junkrat if you are FNRGFE. Yeah, I mean, you should, right? I mean, Buds, I know he was good with it on Lijiang Tower. Very effective with it on offense there. So Envy, looks like they'll run, you know, at least at the beginning here, the triple tank, and then they'll have Taimu go over to the 76.
This is tough for Envy. You know, how do they play around it? Buds is a really freaking good Junkrat. We saw it in Control Center in Lijiang. He had the upper hand that entire round.
Well, I think now for Envy, right, when you bring the Zarya into the mix, like when you don't have Defense Matrix and you're Reinhardt's shield is just completely depleted, destroyed by this Junkrat. You have those Zarya bubbles, right? Protect your teammates, let them get a little bit more defense matrix back, let them get their shield recharge, and then also if the damage comes in, you're also getting Zarya charged up, making her more effective as well. So I think now that's how EnVy will play around this. I think the only difference is obviously from the defensive side of things is now you have the 76 for a little bit more consistent damage.
Well, now it's time for FNRGFE to show what they could do with this Junkrat on the defense. EnVy running the triple tank, which is something that, we haven't really seen all that much of. Look at Effect, though, just getting so much charge with the Zarya. Taimu immediately with the pick onto Bud, so you lose out on a lot of that damage here. Let's see now how EnVy is going to be able to continue to push this one forward.
Well, here's the bad part about the Junkrat is you charge up somebody like Effect on the Zarya, the Junkrat falls, and then you just speed boost in if you're EnVyUs, and you have this fully charged Zarya who's just chunking down the opponent's Diva, and then you don't have the defense matrix to help, no peel for the supports, and you're able to take this point, which looks like it will be taken right away for EnVy with relative ease.
That first kill onto Buds certainly hurt them there, and everything kind of just fell apart after that one. Now they get point A in their first push, and already opening it up with some more kills here. So no more Bonnie, no more Muma. Just pushing them forward, sending them back to the Foundry from whence they came. And EnVy, they're looking to really just do their best FNRGFE impression here, and dare I say they're doing it better.
Well, now I'm interested to see that when FNRGFE, maybe they have to switch off of this Junkrat. Like, when do you make that decision that it's really just giving EnVy such an upper hand where you're just putting down so much damage that it's actually kind of counteractive, right? As it'll be EnVy connecting with a big Graviton Surge there, and man, everybody falling for FNRGFE. As EnVy now, they can go back, get a few more people on the payload, so you'll safely be able to make its way around the corner, and you use your attack visor, you use your Graviton Surge. But now, EnVy, you still have the self-destruct, the Earth Shatter here to take this second point, to take point B. But really great time here as they're moving through. And you see the position that Coco in. He's just going to bait everybody in for FNRGFE and then try and land a big Earth Shatter from behind.
See if Coco make it happen. He did get sniffed out, though, by the McCree, so he's going to have to back away. There goes the Rip Tire, but he doesn't get anything out of that one, and instead is going to die in turn. Meanwhile, this is just all EnVy. They're marching forward. They're getting the kills. Earthshatter's going to go down, though, as Muma looking to make the clears happen. He is going to get nano boosted, as well as the support coming in from the sound barrier. I think EnVy, they're just going to have to, back away here for a quick second, see if they could just regroup, and they end up losing out on effect. So now you only really have Harry Hook, or your two supports, and Taimu here. But they're 0.2 to capping this.
And FNRGFE invested a lot there. They used their grab, they used the Rip Tire, they used the nano boost.
Do you use the sound barrier in that one too?
They also use sound barrier as well, where now, EnVy's going to have such a big upper hand coming in this next fight. You're going to have your own sound barrier, you have your Earth Shatter, and you have your attack visor if you're EnVy. So
would you have used the sound barrier in that particular play?
I think it's close. At that time, it was just Harry Hook on the point, and I believe you still had Mickey alive as well. So I don't know. I think it was just they know they needed to make a defensive stand there, so I think that's why they invested everything in.
Try and drain as much of the clock as they can. Clockwork with the Deadeye. Let's see if anyone's going to get a little overzealous on the side of EnVy, but he doesn't get a kill with that one, though. Tactical Visor for Taimu on the left side here, too, and that certainly is going to sting. There goes the sound barrier, as you mentioned before, and that ult advantage came in spades for EnVy as they are looking to make this cap happen, and they are all over FNRGFE. Poor Boing trying to stay alive and trying to hold this one down, but he will fall. 4 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock now as EnVy make their way into the Foundry.
Yeah, and as soon as Muma used the Earth Shatter, Taimu actually didn't get knocked down by the Earth Shatter, and he had that attack visor to prevent anybody really from FNRGFE getting aggressive coming around the corner. As
you also had that Biotic nade down, it's prevent healing.
And now from EnVy, you do have the Graviton Surge here in just a minute. You're going to have your Nano Boost as well. You get effect charged up, you drop that Graviton Surge. You're going to be able to take out a few players. You hear the Rip Tire come out. There's the Graviton Surge coming in from EnVy.
Diva
a self-destruct over the top.
Oh! Mickey with 3, and you saw it happen. That was shades of what we saw back in MLG Vegas. Just crazy Gravitons, crazy Diva Bombs. You celebrate, Mickey. You do you beautiful man. Oh, that was amazing. But now it's going to come down to this final hold here for FNRGFE. They are going to have Boink in a little bit with that sound barrier to use this to keep them in this fight. Time move pretty much going uncontested. The sound barrier does go down, but despite their best efforts, Envy, they're getting kills. Clockwork demix Mickey, but still, it's going to be Time move having his way on the other side here. And luckily, it's hammer time. Muma shuts that one down. And Mickey just trying to stay alive onto the point, but they're going to hold this one for now.
I mean, FNRGFE holds on, but they use their grab there at the end, and you only connect on Mickey, who's demeched. I believe Harry Hook gets caught in it as well, but in Envy, it was so close to completing the map, so close to taking point C. And right now, they're going to get close to another Graviton Surge, nothing to combo with it. As I know, well, now Bud switches the Roadhog, so it's interesting. Now I know Roadhog, when he takes the 50% less damage, when he holds his breath, heals himself up. See another grab coming out here for Envy, getting everybody weak, but Roadhog actually could be a pretty good stall character.
Coco.
As Coco just taking names there. Another great grab coming in from Effect, as Envy will complete the map with 2 minutes and 22 seconds in the time bank.
He was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs there. That's right, I said it. Envy. Good job on that one. 3 points on the board. A lot of time left on the clock, X. What an exciting round that was.
Oh, that was pretty sick. I mean, we can take a look at the last fight here. So, you see Effect, he gets the Graviton Surge. His grabs are on point all map.
Yeah. And also, you don't have a diva to really deal with the grab coming out, right, to try and absorb it. Look at that, just boom, cuts right through them. Whew. Or I would even say cut. He slammed right through them.
Yeah, now it'll be, we'll see what either of these teams decides to do. I think the biggest question is, will FNRGFE stick with that Junkrat? As it'll be NV on defense here. We can get that adjusted for you guys up top. As Mickey will stay. Oh no, they'll have Mickey run. Okay, so now they're going to change it up a little bit. Now instead of running triple tank, you'll have Mickey run the Zarya, and you'll have Effect play Tracer. And it seems like the Zarya has been pretty effective against the Junkrat.
So happy to see Zarya back in this one, man. My favorite hero in Overwatch to play. And just such an impactful hero as well with that Graviton Surge and the protection bubbles as well. Cool, Matt, do you do it? I dare you. Go out with the hog. Is it hog time?
All right.
Let's go, baby.
At least at the beginning, it looks like we'll see some Roadhog. So maybe we can jump on with Cool Matt, get a view from his POV as we have not seen Roadhog in a while. I believe the only one who has run it so far has been Taimu. And it was only really for a few seconds on Watchpoint Gibraltar. As you see Roadhog connect with a hook there. They're just trying to get through the shield here of Coco.
Yeah. And despite it, the hook is still great, right? Like, you think about what the hook can do as far as, displacing a positioning opportunity for the defense here. You bring them in, you kind of just mess with their day here. But now it's going to be FNRGFE onto the point. They force back Envy. But there you have him. He doesn't have much in the way of protection. Bud did the best that he could to keep him alive on that one. But he will fall. They're still going to keep this fight going, though, hanging around the statue and laying down some more damage because they have to. They have 60 seconds left on the clock here, X.
Yeah, Mickey's going to get the benefits from a nano boost. As you see EnVyUs just pushing FNRGFE back. And now for FNRGFE, you will have a nano boost. You'll have your sound barrier. You're going to get very close to a Graviton Surge in this next fight. And then Clockwork, he's going to have his Deadeye as well. So for FNRGFE, this next fight, we'll see how many ultimates they invest into it. Probably their best chance to take point A. But I do say that Mickey on the other side does have a grab of his own. It'll be Cool Matt, though, taking out Effect.
There you go. So you're at least going to get that slight man advantage going into this fight. There it goes. The sound barrier to keep everyone alive. Coco, right into the action he goes. The Earth Shatter doesn't connect, courtesy of the shield from Muma. And it will be FNRGFE clearing them out. They have some members in the back as well as the 76 up above. But so far, so good for FNRGFE. They get one tick off. And now this looks like a cap here. Take a look at Bonnie, his stats on the board. And honestly, great. They needed this one. Vital play for FNRGFE.
Well, now FNRGFE, we go into overtime. They have the payload unlocked. They do hold on to a decent amount of ultimates there, Alex. They forced out Mickey to use his grab on the side of Envy. Coco used his Earth Shatter, and for FNRGFE, all you had to use was your own sound barrier and your nano boost. So now for FNRGFE, you have a grab here to use, and they open up with it.
Oh, there goes the Graviton Surge. Do they get the kills? Do they have the follow-up? The effect with an immediate pick there onto Clockwork. You're starting to see things even out here, but just as I say that, FNRGFE get the kills, and they push the payload right under the archway. It's going to be overtime, folks, so they got to hang by the payload no matter what. It's all about progress at this point.
Yeah, EnVy uses a sound barrier, and they try and like push one player through it for the side of FNRGFE. It was actually a nice sleep dart that comes out from Chips, I believe, puts Mooma to sleep, or you can get in, really cause a lot of damage. But FNRGFE, they do end up winning the fight in the end, advancing the payload. Clockwork still has this Deadeye. We'll see how he decides to use it. For EnVy, you see one change coming in. Effect now will pick up the Reaper, do a lot of damage to these tanks.
And he's looking to just clear the path with the Deadeye. 76, so you hear the tack visor come through. Taimu's going to be in the air. And Clockwork laying down a couple shots there to hold him back. Taimu doesn't get a lot of kills with that, and FNRGFE are still going to stand tall on top of the payload here because they have to. Desperation time. Taimu versus Clockwork, and they're just going to trade that one out. Now over to Buds. Takes out Coco. They do have 3 members left on the point here. D.Va will be demec'd. And I think that this is basically going to be curtains here for FNRGFE on this push. Yes, it will be. But still, some good progress made at the very least. They got that first point and took it almost to point B.
Yeah, they did do a fantastic job of advancing the payload, FNRGFE, and that fight towards the end goes in EnVy's favor, but it could have kind of gotten sideways because they use their nano boost onto Effect, and he's already pretty weak, and he gets, bionic grenaded from the side of FNRGFE's on, I believe it's Bonnie, and they're not able to really get anything from that nano boost because he has to go into his Wraith form, can't really, Shadow Step, has to just kind of get out of the action when they use that nano boost. And I believe you maybe even saw them switch over to the Reaper to deal with like Roadhog, maybe really penalize them for running the Roadhog. But at that point, at the end of the game, they didn't have the Roadhog anymore. So they had the D.Va, the Zarya, and the Ryan. We'll see what EnVy decides to do now on offense, as it looks like at least initially you'll see the same triple tank because you've seen Buds pretty consistently throughout this series thus far at least stick to the Junkrat.
Pretty incredible how, just patch comes out and just changes what we see, right? I think players previously, they were experimenting with the idea of, playing with the Ryan, playing with the Zarya, but now we're triple tank. You think this is a thing? You think this is a thing we're going to see more often? I mean, just King's Row?
Well, I think whenever you have the Junkrat in play, you can always, bring the Zarya into the equation, and then if you're a team like EnVy and you have a fantastic Ryan and you have a good D.Va, why not try the triple tank? I think it just gives you such a large HP pool that you're able to just kind of withstand all that damage coming in, and then you're able to use it to your advantage. And here you see Taimu, he's going to run the Reaper, so you're going to use the Zarya, I don't want to say it's almost like a DPS here, but you're going to get her charged up, bring her in there with the Reaper and do a lot of damage at close range.
He doesn't have any shield left, so he's going to have to be very careful, Coco, as he kind of just gets knocked around here. FNRGFE doing a good job not letting EnVy get control of the hotel. As Mooma charges right through, and he will actually stand tall. He is going to get the heals coming through, but now you're starting to see Coolmat. That health is just going to get whittled down. You lose out on the defense matrix. Mooma, he went for the charge in, but got knocked up, and because of that, he just couldn't stay alive. And EnVy, well, it seems like they're going to be able to get this one with relative ease. Their first push yet again, successful.
I mean, just look, every time we are on with Effect, how charged up he is. He earns himself a Graviton Surge extremely fast at the beginning of the map. And then also you think, right, the Junkrat damage coming down, that you're able to build up the charge on the Zarya. You're also able to get a ton of healing from your supports, right? I mean, Chip's able to build that nano boost pretty quick, doing the healing from a distance.
I would love if we can get another Death Blossom, or Nano Blossom, if you will, from Taimu and Chip, so it would be pretty sick. But 60 seconds remaining on the clock here, folks, as EnVy get a couple kills to, push them back, although they do lose out on Mickey here. They do just need to be a little cautious about this one. The sound barrier is going to come out. Where's the aggression? Are they going to, look to push up here, get in their face? It seemed like that was more to just keep them alive here, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Effect got put to sleep inside that small, library area, and then they expect the pressure to come in from FNRGFE, and it never comes. It'll be an Earth Shatter, plus a Deadeye, plus a Sound Barrier, and a Riptire coming in from FNRGFE as EnVy forced to back up. Now that EnVy's in a tough spot. They don't have a Sound Barrier, you don't have a Nano Boost. all you're going to have is your self-destruct coming in from Mickey. Ooh, he gets the mech. He's going to be forced to use the self-destruct to get a new mech back up top. So now all you are relying on is Effect landing a big grab, and then maybe comboing with Taimu, who's getting very close to the Death Blossom.
Well, they got to get onto the payload right now. 2 seconds remaining on the clock as they push up. The Graviton Surge comes through. Where's the kills? Where are the follow-ups? As you have the Biotic Nade to keep them alive here, but the good news for EnVy fans is that they are able to get a couple kills. The question is, can they keep this one going? They have 3 members on the point here. Harry Hook working alongside with Mickey and Effect. The tank as well, Muma dragging away Mickey on that one. And players starting to come back into this engagement here. Overtime playing through. They're so close. The golden box of victory right in front of the mechs.
Oh, it's going to be a big Earth Shatter coming down. Muma, though, falls before he can get back into the equation. And now it's going to be Buds on the Tracer getting back with the rest of his teammates. You see the changes coming in
contest it
from EnVy. See, FNRGFE, they have to get close towards that payload. It's going to be Bonnie on the Sombra, just trying to stay alive. Has Boink there as well. The sound barrier comes in from EnVyUs.
This is just dire straits for FNRGFE as Coolmat goes into it with the Doomfist. But ultimately, it will be EnVy with the win, 2-0 on a 5-4 scoreline. But EnVy, I mean, that was a FNRGFE kind of made your worry there a little bit if you were a fan of EnVy, right?
Well, you
they
saw
did a good job.
When Effect had the grab there towards the end of the game and they used it, Taimu was actually coming down with the Death Blossom, and he gets taken out by Clockwork, I think, before he can even get any kills with it, as you saw Effect was very good on this Zarya all game long. It really made FNRGFE pay for having that Junkrat on their side, as I know they were able to take map number 2 as well, as EnVy will go up 2-0 in the series.
This is a very exciting game so far. You know, because not only are you getting a lot of different looks, right, from both teams, really. You know, you have FNRGFE forcing EnVy to, kind of mold themselves so the play saw FNRGFE, and then EnVy still managing to overcome. It really just shows the tenacity of EnVy, man.
Yeah, it just shows how versatile EnVy is as a team. I mean, we usually see, at least throughout the season thus far, when they needed a Zarya player, it's been Mickey who's picked up that role. Now you just have Effect, who's one of the best tracers, come in and just play.
I'm convinced he could do anything.
Plays Zarya at such a high level. Yeah, I mean, the guy is just a sick player overall. And it just helps when you have somebody that's that good at multiple heroes on the team. Yeah. You're able to withstand through a lot of these other comps that the teams are throwing at you.
Yeah, very versatile approach from both teams, really. Although EnVy, they are going to be up 2-0 here, and I'm pumped to see what the desk is going to say because there's a lot to talk about. So we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, Puckett and the boys are going to break it all down.